Great, good stuff. Very good. So Imogen was born a little bit early and she was quite poorly when she was born, but it was when she was around 9 months old that we realised that she wasn't developing normally like other children. She wasn't sitting up by herself, she was struggling with crawling and just moving generally. And so it was then we were told that she might have cerebral palsy. It was a huge blow, as any such diagnosis is to a family. She had spasticity, so her muscles are very tight. Her feet would cross when she tried to take a step. She couldn't really bear weight, and to begin with she was struggling to just sit, in sitting balance was difficult for her. The main thing was just how incredible it was to meet Dr. Park before the surgery, and him to see, at a very important meeting, to see Imogen for himself and to confirm that yes, she would definitely benefit from SDR. And from that moment on, Dr. Park has been a really important person in our lives, really important to Imogen, but to all of us, because of the difference that he's made, but also the compassion that he's shown for so many families, and the way that he has dealt with us as a family. Just within a couple of days of the surgery, she was starting to take steps with support, and well, just within 2 days of the surgery, her feet, which were previously pointed, were flexible and loose and flat. That was in May. On her 7th birthday, so in July, she took her first independent steps completely by herself in a walking frame. And that was just such an emotional moment for her, for all of us, her actually taking some independent steps. And she still does that now. 5 years on, she continued to strengthen. She still is much more mobile than she was before, and far more mobile, I believe, than she would have been if she hadn't had SDR. She can transfer from her wheelchair onto the toilet, which is great, and means that if she can continue to do that, she can potentially go out with friends rather than always having to have a carer. And for me, that's been my major goal. Imogen is very motivated even now by mention of Dr. Park. If she's struggling with doing her physio or her training, and we say, well, what would Dr. Park think about that? She'll suddenly start walking faster and trying harder, because he really does have that sort of impact. And she sees him from time to time, because he pays visits to the UK to see many of the children and families that whose lives he's touched over here. And when she meets him, she's always really emotional about that, and really very pleased to see him. And she really wants him to be pleased with how well that she's doing as well.
Thank you, Dr. Park. You made my legs better.